Sunday, the 9th of August 2015. Here's the latest update from
Neil Keenan. Seeing that we may have a very short week, we're in the midst of doing many things, and we just might disappear for a while. It's important that I answer some of the emails that I've received relating to my comments on Jubilee on Drake's site, Drake's show. Okay, let's do that. Okay, relating to the Jubilee, Thomas is a good example here, and I love Thomas, so we won't get into that. But he was making statements that the funds should be shared. The funds don't belong to everyone. The funds belong to the Chinese. The rape of Nanking took place in World War II, and that's when the West in collusion with the Japanese, even at that time, took the gold from Nanking and moved it around through the OCC into the Philippines and even over to here in Indonesia. Didn't belong to either one of them. It belonged to the Chinese. Okay, it belonged to the Dragon family. Actually, they were watching over this on behalf of many families for centuries. So nevertheless, let's get off that. It isn't, the money is not part of a whole package for the entire world. Okay? Not unless they decide that they want to do that, the Dragon family. 70% of their assets have been returned in the last, let's say, a couple of years because of sister. She's the one responsible. She's done a great job of also cleaning up HSBC and other banks as well. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. So, you know, the family is very active, and they've been doing a lot of things that they have to do. And, you know, you've got things you have to do too. So, you know, this sharing equally or close to equally is not going to happen. Okay? I mean, I'm dealing direct with the family. I know what's going on. I'm not getting phone calls, and I'm not following anybody else who's doing anything like Nasara or Ben saying we're going to have a big jubilee and everybody's going to get rich overnight. It's not going to happen. Okay, you weren't rich before, why would you be rich now? As for using someone else's money, you've been using it for 100 years, 80 years. Don't you think it's enough? I mean, they didn't complain for 80 years, but now they're coming out, and they're still not complaining, but they're taking their money back. Why? It's been illegally used for too long of a period. It was used, first of all, with the Bretton Woods Agreement, or even before then. And that was, that Bretton Woods Agreement was never valid, because before the ink on the paper even dried, the West was already doing illegal things with those funds. Okay? And then they had a second signing to the Bretton Woods, and that was 1995 or 6 or something. And the same thing happened before the ink had even dried a second time. They started stealing the assets. I'm talking about our Zionists, our Khazars, our whatever you want to call them, you know, the Nazis. They're there. You have to deal with the fact, because you know now they're there. Everything you do, they've got their hands in. They have it in. Okay, from the food that you've eaten, the first foods you've had in your life, okay, other than mommy's milk, what happened to be theirs. Beech nut or whatever it was called, and all the others, all theirs. So you don't really know what you've been eating any more than I know what I've been eating, you know. So we are what we are. We're products of an environment that was created by someone else. I mean, we are aware of that now, and we're breaking away from that. But still, other nations are involved in this as well. And the other nations, for example, China, or even the family, okay, have been abused as well too. Which, while they've been abused, their relations with their families in China and Asia have been abused, because those assets were meant to be used worldwide, not just in the West. The West just stole them. You say that wasn't you. Well, you didn't get it, but the West got it. You know, now, are they going to help you? They're not going to fight for you. No. They're not going to do that. And when you clean the house up, then you'll have all kinds of humanitarian packages and everything else. That I know. you will be. You won't have any reason to be depressed, and you shouldn't be now, because you should know that you're getting something soon enough. Okay, they're not going to come in and do your work for you now. You're going to have to do your own work. You've got so many millions of people there that can handle this. I mean, come on. Drake could run this show. He's able to. He's competent to. But you've got to follow him. And I'm not just talking cosmic voice. I'm telling everybody, you've got to follow somebody. You've got to organize, and you've got to do what you've got to do. You can't wait for people to come down or the skies to open and the money to fall. It's not going to happen. There are people that want to help you. I'm in the middle of this right now. I'm handling this. And I know that they will help you. But I'm not going to tell you why we see phone calls from people, and they're claiming they're going to give you money. You're going to line up and you're going to get money, or you're going to get money in your mailbox, or you're going to get money coming from the sky. It's not going to happen. Why would it happen for the West and not for Asia, now that they've got their money back for the first time? Why? Or why wouldn't it happen for Eastern Europe? Forget the Western Europe. I'm going to tell you now, you're in line, but you've got to straighten it out. Italy's got to straighten it out. Portugal has to straighten it out. Spain has to straighten it out. Germany has to straighten it out. You're all about ready. You're already almost you're nearly ready to break loose. And when you break loose, you will get help. You will get help. That's when you start rebuilding your nation in the proper image, not any image of Rome, for example, Washington, D.C. We don't need to look like Rome. We don't need all those symbols and icons there that represent the Roman culture. We don't need that. We don't need anything that reminds us of the Illuminati or the globalists. What we need to do is shut the doors on the globalists. We need to shut them down in the United States. We need to shut them down all over. And I don't mean the United States doing someone else's job either. We have to do our own job. We, the American people, have to do our own job. They have to do their own job as well. There's enough money to build those nations. There's enough money to build the nations and to feed the people in Asia. There's enough money to take care of the people in Africa as well. And Greece has already got assets in the account, from what I understand. And if we can pull those, we can save Greece. Hawaii is a small deal, but as soon as we get in, it'll be done. Kelly is the king of Hawaii. Kelly da Silva. He is the king of Hawaii. Okay, his lineage goes back to Queen Liliuokalani and others. All the others are fakes. So when you're giving money to Hawaii, make sure you give it to the right people. It's Kelly da Silva. Okay? Now that's done, we're all going to be helped. So pick your head up and stop thinking about how they're going to knock down your door, and think about how you're going to move forward. Okay? Contact Drake. Drake knows how to move forward. I've talked to Drake enough. He knows plenty. Drake's the boy over there. As far as I see, I haven't seen any better. So use him. Use him. He's the guy there.